What's going on, y'all? Siani Boy from the I-20 Sports Podcast, and we here. Week 1 is here, and let's go over the 5 biggest headlines of the Week 1 NFL season. And let's start off by going to Kansas City Week 1 game, the first game of the season on Thursday night. First of all, Jared Goff is a top 10 quarterback. Let's not kid ourselves. What he did, the way he was dealing against that Kansas City defense, which is looking like it could be elite. He did what he was supposed to do. He looked like more than a game manager. He looked like he could be an elite quarterback in the league, possibly. Now to Mahomes, I really can't give him too much blame for this game. You know, he was missing Travis Kelce already. His receiving group is a whole bunch of who's, right? Never really had a run game to be with. If anything, I feel like he might have been closest or the most rushing yards on his team last night. And just a whole bunch of miscues, even though the Lions played pretty well and Jared Goff played pretty well. 7 of their points came from a tip pass and a pick 6 from Kadarius Toney, who just had a terrible night. Next, let's talk about arguably already the game of the year, the Dolphins versus the Chargers game. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are back this year, and it looks like they haven't missed a single step. Tyreek went absolutely berserk yesterday, going for 200 receiving yards with 2 receiving touchdowns. Tua throwing for over 460 yards. Waddle still doing his thing. Miami, they look pretty dangerous. They look like how they started last year. If Tua can stay healthy and they can get a little bit of help from that defense, the AFC East and the AFC in general have something to watch out for. Now, even as an Eagles fan, and it pains me to talk about it, we have to talk about how dominant Dallas's defense was yesterday on Sunday night when they completely blew the Giants out the water 40-0. Now, mind you, I think the Giants are going to be pretty good this year, at least a wild card team. So for Dallas to do what they did last night, it's pretty impressive. And in my opinion, I feel like they put themselves on the map as, hey, San Francisco, hey, New York Jets, we're the best defense in the league, and we're here to prove it. I mean, everything was just clicking on Dallas's defense last night. Honestly, might have been one of the best defensive performances I've seen in NFL history. They had about 3 or 4 sacks. They had a return touchdown in special teams, a pick 6 touchdown on defense. Micah Parsons is once again looking like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. The defensive line was looking very aggressive, swarming Daniel Jones all game. And Dan Quinn, in general, has always been a fantastic D coordinator. They really didn't lose any pieces from last year. There's a lot of continuity. Their offense didn't do much, but their offense didn't have to do much because the defense was so dominant all last night. So, even as an Eagles fan, I must say, the Dallas is something to watch out for. Next, let's head over to Pittsburgh, where the Niners absolutely dominated the Steelers yesterday in every facet of the game. The Niners defense is looking like the same old Niners defense that it was last year. Brock Purdy is making efficient and quick decisions with the football. George Kittle still George Kittle. McCaffrey went crazy yesterday. And this is all against the Steelers team that, honestly, I feel like could also be a wild card team. Not quite as good as the Giants, but I feel like they could be 7th or 6th seed possibility. And for the Niners just come in and just walk all over them like they did yesterday speaks volumes to a Pittsburgh team that plays hard and plays with pride because of their head coach. The Niners, they're looking like how they can, but can they make it past the NFC Championship game this year? And lastly, Jordan Love with the Green Bay Packers. There was a lot of questions coming in. Oh, you know, if we lost Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks, what is Jordan Love going to do? Well, just like Aaron Rodgers, he had a couple of years to sit behind the Hall of Fame quarterback, and it showed yesterday. Going 16 for 27, 245 passing yards, and 3 touchdowns. Jordan Love is looking pretty good so far. And now I understand that this happened against the Bears, and, you know, the Bears are the Bears, but still, he's looking pretty good so far. I understand it's week 1, but don't be surprised if by the end of the year, Jordan Love is in the top 10 quarterback conversation as well.